Hello. So I'm starting now. Good evening to all of you. I'm Saurav Pathania from Numerical Analytics. Uh, Today I will be presenting a brief about NVivo software, which is used for qualitative search. So let us start with my presentation now. So as I told you, I am from Numerical Analytics Instruments Private Limited. We are based out of New Delhi, and we have been distributors for NVivo for the last 12 years. And we were set up in 2008 to specifically address the growing market for numerical analytics technology. And apart from like NVivo, we have other softwares also for numerical analytics and statistical research software, and some other products we have for schools and colleges for specifically for numerical technology. So we are part of a Malaysian group, which is Statworks Malaysia. And apart from India, we have been dealing in other countries like Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam. So we are distributors for NVivo and some other softwares for and other products. So these are some of our customers in India. So we have divided this into different segments like government, education, finance, and some other segments. So you can see for yourself. So a lot of education institutes already using our products like NVivo and eViews. Just to brief about our products, we have basically divided into three different segments. One is for Texas Instruments. Texas Instruments is a Fortune 500, and in this we are distributors for the educational products of Texas Instruments, which are basically well-renowned financial calculator TI-BA2 plus, some graphing calculators which are high-end calculators used in IB curriculum and engineering colleges. These are namely for some of the models of graphing are Spire CX and Spire CX2 CAS, and some other calculators like 36X Pro. Apart from that, we have econometric solution, which is eViews, and then qualitative, of course, NVivo. So today our this presentation is solely on NVivo. So let's start with NVivo. Let me just give me a brief history and introduction. So NVivo is a product of QSR International, which is based out of Australia. And now they have different international offices all across globe, like in UK, USA, some other. So, and they are very closely working with qualitative researchers all across the world to have their inputs and to continuously. When we talk about qualitative research software, right? So currently, whenever we do qualitative search, any qualitative search being done by any researcher, he's doing manually. So whenever we start thinking about manual qualitative research, it's a very long and tedious job to do. So usually you do with tagging and coding and highlighting your themes and patterns which in your data, because when we do deal in qualitative search, the data itself is very huge and it can be in different data formats, right? So going through all this data manually and highlighting and bringing out themes, inferences, patterns out of this data manually is quite a cumbersome process, right? So this is one of the problem doing qualitative search without any tool. So NVivo specifically address this thing. So it makes its life very easy for a qualitative searcher by managing your data, by organizing your data, by making it very easy for you to explore your data. So all these things can be done very easily in NVivo. So when we talk about NVivo, this is the process. If you see this diagram here, this is the process how we deal and how we work in NVivo. So we start by importing our data inside NVivo. So we bring in data from wherever we need to bring in the data. It can be in any format. And once we have brought in the data, we explore the data inside NVivo. We do the coding inside NVivo itself. We explore the data using different queries which are inherent in NVivo. We have around 6 to 7 queries inside NVivo, so which helps in exploring your data. Then we reflect on the findings using these queries, and then we can visualize your data, visualize the results using different charts and different techniques, different cloud like word clouds, cluster analysis, all kinds of visualization we can do in this software. And we can always add our insights using memos. We can do memoing, we can add our insights, our reflections inside NVivo. So, and once we have done your search, when we have brought in data, visualize the things, explore the data, we can always always bring in more data, so to add to our findings. So it's an iterated process, so we keep on doing until we get the desired output. So these are some of the like visualizations which are available in NVivo. So word cloud, the previous one was this tree map, and then these are the features of NVivo again. So as I said, whatever the data may be, you don't need to worry when you are working with NVivo. It can very easily handle starting from plain text data, Word documents, PDF, audio, video data. So if you have audio and video interviews, no problem at all. Images, spreadsheets, database tables, social media. So you can directly import data from social media right now. Now actually it's the time of social media networking. Like so, a lot of people are working on social media and bringing in data from directly from Twitter, and maybe managing the campaigns or following some campaign on Twitter or some Facebook pages. So you can bring in data directly from all these things, and you can organize your data. You can code your data. As I said, you can classify your data, all your files, you can sources, and all your cases you can classify inside NVivo. You can memo and you can annotate. And these are some of the features. So this is like, these are the queries which we can work in NVivo. And apart from that, we can visualize the data and using these charts, tag clouds, cluster analysis. And as far as the language is concerned, at NVivo, you can import any kind of data, language inside NVivo. So that will not be any problem at all. So these are some of the visualizations which we will see in NVivo when I will run the software for you. So let me go directly to NVivo. So this is the software. This is the welcome screen of NVivo. And today, for running the presentation demo of the software, I have the project done in Down Coast, East USA, and so it was regarding environmental changes. So several people were interviewed there. So these are the interview transcripts of the persons who were interviewed. I will open one of the interview files for you. So this Barbara was interviewed, and this is one of the interview. You can see that Henry is asking the question and Barbara is answering. So this is one type of file here. This is a text file, document file. Then I have an audio interview. This is a audio interview of a person. Then again, this is a video interview also. And I have images also. So one image is there. So you can always bring in images in NVivo. And then some PDF files also. So I will start by bringing in all this data, and then we will start working on this, all this to open a project. So I'm opening a new project, and say I name it as in demo. And just so you can always give if you want to, you can always give brief description of the project if you want to, and you can change select the language which you want to keep in this project. So we're keeping it as English. Click next. And then these are certain features you can set in, like options, like you can ask the software to keep on auto saving your project after 15 minutes. The reminder will be coming after every 15 minutes, and it will create recovery files every 30 minutes. You can always change the options here, and I'm just creating a project here. So this is a tour. If you want, if you are new to NVivo, you can go through your tour. If you have already well versed with NVivo, you can always skip the tour. So this is the interface of NVivo. So if you have worked on MS Outlook, it more or looks like the same way. Basically, on the left hand side, this is the navigation panel, from which you can move from one folder to a different folder very easily, right? And then this this second there will be second panel here. It will come when I will open any file. So it will be the list panel, and the third panel will be the description panel, on which on the description panel, as the name suggests, any file opens, or we can open any file. So let's start by bringing in data inside NVivo. So I will, just for today's demonstration purposes, I'm creating different folders for different data formats, so that it will be easy for us to understand, right? So I'm creating folders under files. So any data which we bring in will come under files in NVivo, any external data. So let's start by bringing first of all, create folders for different data formats. Let one folder for, say, for text data, and one folder for PDF files, then one folder for, say, video, and one folder for images. Right. So we have created different data folders for different data formats. So let's say I want to bring in text data, in text folder. So we need to select this folder and go to import. So any data which you need to bring in NVivo will be brought in using this import menu, right? So when we go to import, as we go to files and we go to the place where our files are saved locally, right? So let's say my data files are all here. I go to interviews. So these are all the transcript files I have, interview transcriptions, and I'm not taking right now the video file. So we have imported all the interview transcripts inside NVivo. If you want to open and see, we will just need to double click and it will open in the description panel this way. Right, you can see from here. So you can open multiple tabs quite easily. So you can move tab to second tab very easily. So you can move from one interview, one file very easily from here. Right, and you can, as you work in a Word file, the same way you can work here. And one more thing I want to say is whenever you bring in data inside NVivo, NVivo makes a copy of your original data and brings it inside NVivo. So if you make any changes in these files, it will remain in NVivo. It will not impact the original files. It will remain as it is. So let's bring in some PDF files also. Same way, we select the PDF folder, go to import, go to files, and go to the location where the files are saved. So all the PDF are here. Let's select both these options, both these PDF files, and bring it in NVivo. And quickly we will bring in images as well as video file. Let's go to video file. Video is under here. This is one of the interview of Ken, video interview. So Ken file we have brought in. Now quickly one more images. And pictures, images. So this is one of the image which I brought in. So let's start with the text data. So as normally whenever we do qualitative search, we first of all collect the data, then we start working on data by finding out themes, or basically we call it coding. We start coding on the data, right? So let's say we want to work on, say, Barbara's file, and we need to do coding on this interview, right? Coding is basically finding themes out of your data, and any theme which we make, we will be saved under codes. So codes are buckets where we keep the data of the same, or the references of the same theme or same pattern. So let's say once we go through Barbara's interview, and if you see on the first line, she's saying about a family when she was 2 years old. They moved in 1969, and her parents still live here. And you want to code this specific part of the interview under a theme or a code by the name of community, right? So you select this part, you right click on it, and you code selection, and you say a new node, you name it as community. So this part of the interview we have coded into community, right? So you double click on it, you can see that it's showing this. So we coded community, right? And this part of the interview has been coded here with it shows it is 0.99% of the total interview, right? Let's say we go down below the interview, and if you see on the second, and here she's saying about her education, where she studied and then she moved over for college. So you want to code this part, say, under a new node, new code by the name of education. So just select this part, and you can drag and drop to the blank part also. So this is another way of making doing coding in NVivo. So if you drop this on a blank part, so it will understand this is a new code you want to make. You name it education, and you code it here. So if so this is education, a code which you have created. If you see, this specific part has been coded here. So if you go to Barbara's interview again and you come to this part and say, you go down below the interview and you find something again relevant to community. So what you need to do is, let's say this part of the interview is again something relevant to community. You can drag and drop to community. So you don't need to follow the same steps of creating codes. Just drop it here. This way, this has been coded to community. Right. So if you click on community, you will see that now there are two references there because we have coded it for two references there. So it shows the two references, and it even shows what is the coverage, percentage coverage of this specific segment of the interview as with reference to the whole interview. This is how we work with text data, and you can always see the coding types also. Let's see. So let's say, so you can visualize all your coding in coding types also this way. It shows education has been coded here, community has been coded here. You can change this way to this way also, right? So basically, once you create more coding, so it's a visual way of viewing your codes here. So quickly, I will go to PDF files, and I will create one do coding for PDF files also. This is all what we do manually. So for PDF files also, again, any text data will be coded the same way. But PDF files usually consist of, apart from text, it contains images as well as tables also. So you can code the whole image or table also. So it's quite easy. So right now you can see that the text part is highlighted. You can select the region. And once you select a region, the pointer changes to this crosshairs, and then you can select this part. Say I want to code this image, right? I want to keep it safe in a different theme or pattern. So I can just select this part and create a new node. Or just a minute. And I just go this here and drag and drop to blank space. And say I want to give it, say, on fauna, just for example, right? So you can see this has been coded here if you want to see. So this shows that it is coming from a PDF file, and it shows it is 0.30% coverage of the total document. And if you want to see that part, specific part, you can go to PDF tab here. So you can see that only that part is highlighted, which has been coded here. This one, all the other PDF file is in gray. So this way you can code your PDF files also. Text the same way you code as for text files, but images and tables can be coded this way in PDF files. Quickly, I will go to images also. If you have some questions, please let me know in the chat so that I can answer, right? You can do that. So this is one of the image. So NVivo works with images and audio video by converting that image or a audio video file into text. It will not understand image directly. It will not understand an audio video file directly. So you need to convert into text. So for audio and video, you need to transcribe it. And for images, again, you need to convert into text. So let me show how it works. Let's say this is one of the image. And you can always say I have selected this. This is the whole image. I select this part of the image. Then I can insert row, and it will show the region which I have selected. These are the pixel numbers. And then I can write whatever I want to write. As a searcher, I can write what the image is explaining to me, or what the image is actually meaning, how it is meaningful for the search. So let's say I want to say houses on the bank. So this way I can add more rows to it. So I can add one more row. Say this way I can add one more row. I say insert row. I say fishing boats. So this way I can do that. So anything which is written in text will be understood by NVivo. So this is one way of like converting your image into text. Other for coding part, we can always, whatever written is text, we can always code it, right? This way you can select this part and code it into community or somewhere else, whatever theme we want to make, right? And say this fishing boats, I need to select this, I select this part and I create a new node, say by the name of occupation. So because fishing boats may be for occupation purposes. So I've created one theme, occupation. So it says it's coming from images folder, and this thing. And if you want to see the parts, so it shows that this is for fishing boats. And if you want to see the image, it shows the image, and you can select the part for which part I've selected. This is the part I have taken, right? So it shows from where this thing is coming. So you can create, you are creating relations between your sources by coding. Same way, let me open a video file. So this is the interview of Ken, and so there again you need to transcribe your a video file. If you have already done your transcription, you can bring it in NVivo very easily, right? So if you have some transcription file for this folder, you can bring it inside NVivo. Otherwise, so by inserting row, this is the option for bringing in your transcription. Otherwise, you can always listen to the audio or a video file inside NVivo, and you can transcribe manually inside NVivo. Let me show you how. Let's say, okay. So this is the video file. So we can always listen to the video inside NVivo and say, I don't know why it's going there. So you can play and pause inside NVivo. So let's say I listen to the video for first 10 seconds. That's where I always grew up. And I stop it here. That's where I live at. So you can always transcribe it. So for transcribing, I need to go to transcribe mode, which is this mode. And you listen to this thing. Play it. So once you start under transcribe mode, once you start the video, it will show the time span from where it has started, and you listen to for say for first 10 seconds. You stop it here, and it will show you the time span where you have stopped. You can write whatever you want to write. You can write verbatim what the person is saying, or you can write your thoughts in front of it, right? So let's say Ken seems very concerned about environment. Right. So this way you can, so again, you once you start a video, it will show the time span from where it has started. I think that's my home. I've been here all my life, so I mean. And you stop it. So this is like you can transcribe and you can write whatever the person is saying verbatim or the thoughts about it. So whatever you've written is again codable. You can select this part and code it in the different codes, and or you can say you want to listen to for say from 20 to 40 seconds again, which is again this part of the interview is relevant to a code, say education, where Ken is saying about education. So you can drag and drop to education directly. So if you go to education now, so it is so you can see it shows that some part has been coded from a video of Ken, and if you go to Ken video tab and play it, it will only play from 20 to 40 seconds, which you have selected. So this is how you can code the video as it is, or you can write your or transcribe it manually inside NVivo. Yes, it can. NVivo can transcribe automatically your audio and video files also, but that is the paid feature of NVivo. So I will just show you how it works. So if you right click on an audio or a video file inside NVivo, there's the option of transcription, right? So you need to create your login details on NVivo. So whenever you purchase NVivo, you will automatically your login will be created there, and you go to transcription. So once I log in inside, so it will upload my audio or video file inside NVivo, and it will take it and it will transcribe it for you. So it's saying around this something, so it can transcribe it for me, right? So I have 0 transcription minutes remaining here, but even if you try the trial version, you will get 15 minutes free of cost, that you can try for yourself. The transcription, it transcribes English and Hindi languages, and it transcribes with 95%, 90 to 95% accuracy. Okay, I have some questions. Right. So this is how we can work with video files also inside NVivo. So once we have done manual coding, this is how we do manual coding. There's an option of automatic coding also in NVivo. So I will show you the automatic coding feature of NVivo. So let's say we have these number of interviews with us, and we or some documents with us, and we want software to identify certain themes automatically for you, right? So let's say I select all these files together. And right click, and there's the option of auto code, right? So once you click on auto code, these are the options. This is the auto code wizard which comes up, and these are the options available for you. So it can identify themes for you automatically. It can even identify sentiments for you automatically. So positive, negative, and neutral sentiments out of your data. It will bring in the whole positive, negative references for you. And then speaker name, if you have 3-4 speakers speaking inside say a transcription, it can automatically segregate for each speaker. So for speaker one, it will take out the whole content different in a separate file. For speaker 2, in a separate file. You can use this feature for this option. And then use the style or structure. Again, if you have a structured questionnaire where you have question 1, question 2, and you have already given the paragraph styles in MS Word, then you can use this style feature and use existing coding patterns. It's a kind of AI in NVivo. So say you have 100 respondents in a survey interview, right? So you can do your manual coding for the first 10% of the data, and then you can ask the software to code for the 90% of data using the same pattern which I have done manually, same coding pattern. So that is the option. So I will show you the identify theme. So I have selected these interviews. I click on next, and it will start identifying the themes for us. So all this is automatically being done. So these are all the themes inside of which it has identified itself. It shows like fishing, water. These are themes which are coming, and every theme has sub themes under it. So you can, if you are not interested in certain themes, you can always uncheck those themes, right? We don't want to keep about say fish houses. You can always uncheck those things. So this is the option available, but right now I'm keeping all these themes, and I want to code paragraphs. Click next, and it asks where you want it to save. So it gets saved automatically under quotes, but you can always change the name of the file of the code where you want how you want it to be saved. Click finish, and it will get saved there. And by default there are some visualizations which comes up. So this is a tree map. So it shows that all the themes which it has identified itself in this tree map. So you can see fishing is one of the theme. It has sub themes under it. So bigger the area, that means commercial fishing is the most of the times people are talking about more about commercial fishing. That's why it has got the biggest rectangle here. So this is how every theme has been divided, right? And if you are interested in specific theme, you can always click on this thing. It will open about fishing only. So all these themes you can see for yourself. And this is one of the visualizations. Then it creates basically a cross tab kind of thing for you also. It shows for each of the interviews, for each of the themes, how many references each interview has. So you can see for area, for change. So all these things, it shows the number of references for each of the interview, right? So this is for automatic coding. As I said, our coding has been saved here under codes. auto-coded themes here, right? So these are all the themes which has been created, right? So you can see the references behind it. See, I want to see under commercial fishing, this or maybe under development, I want to see big development, right? Or maybe and I just want to see with more references. Look, this has got more references, two files for 4 references. So commercial fishing, and this is, so I'll just click on it. So it shows the references which has been saved here. So these are 4 references, and you can see 1 is coming from Charles and 3 are coming from Barbara's interview. So this has been done automatically. So I won't say that this is the final theme or coding of your project, but it definitely helps in creating some basic themes for you. You can always keep on refining your themes and coming up with the finalized theme in your project. But this will create a basic theme for you, and you can always add more things to it. You can always uncode any reference which you don't want. You can always uncode also this from here, right? You can always take this part, say you don't want to keep this part, you can always uncode it. So if you uncode it, it will be removed from here, and you can add more themes or more references here by the same way when we did the manual coding. You can add by selecting and dragging and putting it here, so you can keep on refining your themes. So this is the automatic coding. Same way we do positive, negative, this sentiments, it comes up with positive, negative, neutral sentiments, so all automatically, right? Now I will go to some part which is basically about exploring your data, right? So this is something automatically done. Then I've also showed you a manual coding. Now I will show you how to explore your data and how to better understand your data inside NVivo. Right? So when we talk about exploring data, there are different queries available inside NVivo. And I will show you the basic queries which are in NVivo, let's say. So I will start with the word frequency query. So as the name suggests, it finds out the most frequent words which are coming in your data, right? So let's say I want to select or find this, run this word frequency query under my interviews, all my interview files. I select this file, and I want to find out 50 most frequent words, 50. 1000 will be a long list, so I'm just keeping it short to 50, and I'm keeping the minimum length of those words to 4, so that the words like is and are doesn't come into my search. I don't want those words, right? So these are all helping verbs or other verbs, conjunctions I don't want. So I'm just keeping the minimum length of words as 4, so that any word which is bigger than 4 will be captured by this search. And I run this query. So this is what the this is a summary, right? So it shows like east is the most used or most frequent word which is coming because it wasn't done in down coast East USA. So maybe east has been repeated most of the time here. So this gives the most frequent word list. But if you see that there's the option of grouping slider, which further helps you in making this query better. So right now it is looking for exact matches, but you can change it to say synonyms also, or specializations or generalizations. So I'm keeping it as synonyms. And if I run this query after changing this, dragging the slider to synonyms, I run this query once more. So you will see there will be change in results. It is why? Because it is grouping similar words together. So now think is the most frequent word. You can see here, because it is grouping all these words together. Right? East is still coming higher in this list, but you can always, so if say you are not interested in this east word, which is coming as a frequent word, you can always put add to stop words list. So I put this word in the stop word list. Okay. And now if I run this query, east will not come. Now east is not there, right? So I put it as stop. So now you can see think is the most frequent word with no, place, people, going. So all these words are clubbed together. Even you can see like which are the words grouped under think is considered, considering, guess. So these are same meaning words. So this is a summary of your search. There's again the visualization is the word cloud, which is being used in publications now. Most of the times, frequently I see this kind of word clouds everywhere. So this is the word cloud, right? You can always change the design of the word cloud, the different patterns available here. You can use any kind of whatever you find aesthetic for you, you can use. So this is the word cloud. Then there's the same. So in the word cloud, you can see the bigger the word, that means it is more frequent, right? So think is the biggest being shown here because it was the most frequent. Then tree map, the same concept. The bigger the rectangle, the more frequent it is. And then this is the cluster analysis. So all the words which are coming together in our search are clustered here together. So all these words must be coming close or vicinity again and again in our interviews. So that's why they are clustered in this way, right? So this all helps in better understanding your data. Let's say, and I just want to show you one more thing. So this is the word cloud, right? So it can be done from any of these tabs, but I'm just trying to show you from word cloud. So all these are the basic most frequent words which has been coming into your data. So let's say you are interested in understanding where the word think has been used, in what reference the think word has been used. So what you can do is you can just right click on it and create think as code. So you're creating think as code, okay, and you just name it as think only. You can also add colors to your codes, whatever color you want to add. So just for better visualization, you can add colors also. So I've just named think and okay. And if I go to my coding area, right, I go to code, sorry, and codes. So think has been created here, right? So if I click on think, all the references wherever the word think is coming. So it shows the whole reference where the word think is coming, right? You can see here. So this is it is bringing out all the sentences wherever the word think is coming. It even shows from which file or which source this reference is coming. So this helps in understanding your data, right? You can directly dig in your data by just click of a button, and you can see where the word, the specific word has been used and in what reference. And some also say it doesn't, you're not able to make out in what reference this person is saying. You can always make the coding context broader. So it will show the full sentence, full paragraph now. So you can make better sense, you can understand the context behind it, how this thing has been used. So you can always make the coding context broader. So this is one of the query. The other query I wanted to show is the text search query. So this is also finding out the words in your data, but here you need to give in your keyword or your specific word which you want to search in your data. So let's say I want to look for word fish. This is regarding environment changes. A lot of phishing talk has been done inside this, in these interviews and all the sources. So I'm looking for word fish, and I select the items. I said I want to look under, say, all the interviews, and so it will look for specific word fish now, but here also the same grouping slider is available. So if I run this query by keeping the slider on exact matches, it will look only for fish, nothing else, only fish. But we don't want that specific thing. We want, say, I want to add specializations also of fish in this. So it has given example. What does it mean? Exact matches is like talk, but if we look for stem words, it will look for words like talking or any word talkative. So all these are stem words of talk. It will look for those words. For synonyms, it will look for same meaning words. For specializations, it's little more broader than same meaning words, and generalizations is more broader. So you can increase your scope of your search. So we are actually broadening our search here. So we are keeping it as specializations, and I run this query. So you can see the first tab is summary tab. So it shows references in each of the interviews, 10 references, 12 references of the word fish or the specialization of fish. If you want to see the references, you click on references and you can see the references here. So you can see, though we are look for the word fish, it's looking for word fishing also. Fishing is basically highlighted here. It's talking about fishing, right? Commercial fishing, angle is something which is, I think, used to catch fish. Fishing also, shrimp also, right? So these are all generalization or specializations of fish. So it's looking for all these things. So though we are looking for word fish, so it understands that we have kept the slider on specializations. It's looking for all the specializations of the word fish, right? These are all the text, and if you look for specific interviews, it will show for the all specific interviews also. So for the Charles, it will show for Charles. And then there's a word tree option. So this is a tree where it shows. So see, we have looked for the word fish, but the most common form of word fish is fishing in our data. So that's why it's keeping the word fishing. And in this word tree, it's showing 10 words, 5 words which are coming before fishing and 5 words which are coming after fishing. So let's say I select this thing. So recreational fishing, Robert limiting net fishing. So this is the whole sentence. So the whole sentence is this. So this basically, it will help you understanding how the keyword which you have entered, how it is being used in my data, how the people are talking, in which reference, in what reference they are talking about this thing. You can always increase the number of context words. Right now it's 5. You can make it 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever you want to keep, right? Branch or order is alphabetical. Root word is fishing. You can always change it from fishing to other words, right? So these are the same meaning words, specialization of the words. So say you want to look for shrimp, so it will show you for shrimp. So how the word shrimp has been used, in what reference it has been used, right? So you can change it from here. Right. One more thing I wanted to show you in this query is, so if you see this word tree, most of the time the word which is coming before fishing in this word tree, you can make out, actually you can make out from this word tree only, is the commercial, right? Commercial is the most frequent word which is coming before fishing. So you double click on commercial and it will look for commercial fishing now. Commercial fishing. You don't need to run this query once more. Just, you can see this, if you want to look for specific two words, just put in inverted commas, commercial fishing in quotes, and it's looking for commercial fishing. And if you go to the word tree, it will show you this way. So now it's showing 5 words which are coming before commercial fishing, 5 words which are coming after commercial fishing. You can always increase the number of context words. Root word is commercial fishing in this thing. So this is, so you can always use different syntaxes which are available, 2 words, 3 words here. You can even, there is a syntax where you want to look, say fish, just say 2 words, fish and water, but they should come within vicinity of 10 words. So there is a syntax for that also. So they should come in a vicinity of 10 words. So there's a syntax for that also. And then there are a lot of operators available. These are the operators available, and or not. You can use all these things also in this query. Right. So this is about the query. I think we are always almost running the time. So I will just close this thing. Just give me a minute. I will open the mature form of the same project and just show you one more query. And then I will go to social media and then I will close it. So this is a sample project. This is the same project for whose data set we have been working. So so whenever we open a new project, this option comes up, the store. Okay. And one query I wanted to show you quickly, I will show this query is metrics query. Right, metrics query is there. So this, I will run this query and just explain you what exactly it is showing. So I have run this query. So it's showing basically these are the reasons or the codes which has been made by the researcher, which he thinks are the reasons for fishing decline, fishing industry decline due to cost of doing business or due to environmental impact. So these are the reasons he has identified for fishing industry decline, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reasons are defined, and he has coded data. You understand coded. When I say coded, the coding which we done when we started the demo by picking up the data and putting in themes. So he has coded data from different interviews from different sources. But all these people who are interviewed, they are also classified according to the gender, according to their education, everything. So one of the classification criteria was whether they were doing fishing for commercial reasons or for recreational fishing. So you can see there are persons who are doing for recreational and there are persons who are doing for commercial. So this creates a cross tab. So you can see due to cost of doing business, persons doing for who are commercially fishing, there are 0 references. There are 0 references for all these reasons for commercial fishing. Only these 2 reasons are there, right? So this is a matrix coding query. So this helps you in identifying a relationship between your data. So you can see due to cost of doing business, what is the reference which is coming for which I see. So due to regulations, what is the reference? So you can see due to regulations, person doing for commercial phishing, there's one reference. If you want to see this reference, you can always double click on it and it will show you the reference behind it, right? So this is coming from survey responses, and this is something which has been coded. You can always make it broader also, but this is has been coded by the researcher. So this is the metrics coding query. So apart from that, we have other queries also, which are again helpful in understanding. So there's a coding query. Coding query again helps in understand the data which has been coded. So sometimes it may happen a same reference has been coded into 3-4 different themes. So you can use this coding query and see which of the reference has been coded into which common reference is coded into two specific themes or 3 specific themes. So it will help you understanding your data. Then cross tab is same as metrics coding query with certain attributes added to it. Coding comparison is more like if you have 2-3 researchers working on a single project, so they are doing coding on their own, different coding. So you can always compare the coding, whether they are in agreement or not in agreement. So that's when it is helpful. Coding compound query is when you combine 2 or 3 queries together. So you say you want to combine text query and coding query together. So you can use the compound query this way. So I will not go into that because it will take a long time. I will just directly go to now social networking, how to capture the social networking data. Right. So I have opened up Twitter account right now with me. So for any capturing of data, we need to first of all run a hashtag in Twitter. So let's say we run a hashtag India fights COVID. So this seems a trending hashtag. So I just run this hashtag, and so whenever we install NVivo, this application NCapture automatically gets installed on your browsers. So this has been installed. So this is used for capturing the data. So let's say I want to capture the tweets in this specific thing. So I just click on this and I capture tweets at dataset. I want to capture tweets at dataset and I capture it. So I need to authorize once I need to authorize. So I'm just stopping it here at 500. So almost 700 tweets has been captured. And so I need to first of all, as we did for other source files, we need to bring it inside NVivo, and under files. So under social media, I want to bring it, say under social media folder. You can bring it anywhere and just bring it under social media folder. I go to import and go to NCapture. So this is the tweet which you just captured, India fights COVID-19, right? So we import it. So we have this has been brought in inside NVivo, right? So I'll just close it first. So we can double click on it. It will open all the tweets now as a data set. So you can see from here, this is the thing it has captured NVivo. It has captured the tweet ID of the person, the tweet username, what the person has tweeted, right? So all these things which he has tweeted, it is again codable. You can select this part and you can code it. You can put it into themes or wherever you want to put it, right? And you can run queries also, text query on this, word frequency query on this, anything you can run. So again, you can analyze using these queries, this text, all the Twitter data. So it has also captured the time of the, it has captured the time of the tweet. And so you can, these are all filters. You can select the timing between 3 to 4 p.m. only. I want to see the tweet. So you can add filters here, put in filters also. Tweet type, whether it's a tweet or retweet, if it was a retweet, by whom it was retweeted, right? And number of retweets, hashtags, mentions. It even captures the geographical location of the person, of the tweet. So this is the tabular form. Then I will show the chart also. So this is the chart which comes up here. You can change the chart style. You can change it from here. There are a lot of chart styles available. So right now it's showing these are the number of references for each of the username. So you can see which username has got the most number of references. Right now it shows CNN News 18, right? So number of references for this specific hashtag. You can change the data from here, and you can also see the number of followers of the person of these Twitter users. So if you run this, you can see this I am Naga Arjuna has got the most number of followers, followed by Delhi News Live. No, sorry, CNN News 18, then Delhi News Live. So you can see this. So this is way of understanding, or maybe how you can visualize your Twitter data. Then there's a cluster analysis, the same cluster analysis which we showed in the text search query, the word frequency query, where the words were clustered together according whether they were coming together. Now you can see in this cluster analysis, we'll just make it bigger. The Twitter usernames are clustered according to the word similarity. So whoever is saying same kind of thing or retweeting the same kind of thing, same tweets, they are clustered together. So you can always make out in a certain say hashtag which person are saying this thing and which are saying a different thing, right? So even in this coronavirus thing, some are against the central government policies, some are with the central policies, government policies. You can always make out in this thing. So this is an example I want to give you, right? Again, you can change the data from here for this. So right now it's showing usernames. You can change it hashtags, mentions, locations. So you can see hashtags with the same kind of word similarity. And if say there's a map option also available, which shows from which part of the world these tweets are coming, as it is for India. India fights COVID. So most of the tweets are coming from India, and you can make out the states also, right? And these numbers are the number of tweets coming from that specific part. So let's say, so 189 tweets are coming from close to Nagpur. You want to see what these 189 tweets are. You can double click on this thing and it will open the tweets for you, right? The specific 189 tweets. So these are the tweets, 189 tweets. So you can always check, right? So what 189 tweets are. And then there's a Twitter sociogram. This is basically a sociogram, you understand. It's basically a network of the data of your all the tweets, and it takes some time to load. Just give it a minute. It will come up. So this is this network. So all the spheres are the Twitter users, and these lines are the information flow. Whether if the line has arrow coming inside, that means that the person has retweeted. It's coming. It's going out. That means the person has tweeted. So this shows this. And again, you can see several clusters are formed this way, right? You can make out that there are different clusters. This is one cluster. This is basically a homogeneous group type of thing. But this is something these persons are saying altogether a different thing, right? So you can make out from this. So this is a visualization of this thing. So this is the Twitter sociogram. So I will close my demo here. I have shown all the basic and a little bit features of social networking media. We have a lot of features available regarding, you can create maps. You can, I've not showed you all the queries. You can always classify your file sources. And if you are doing literature review, you can always import data also from bibliographical softwares like Mendeley, EndNote, Zotero directly. So it's quite a wonderful software for literature review if you are doing literature review also. And I will definitely expect you to download a trial version also, so that you can explore the software yourself. And now I think I will take some questions. If yes, ma'am, I'm addressing to you only. Yes.
Yeah. So, Saurav, thank you for this. Literally a very nice tour of things.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But at the same time, how now the numerics would be changed? This is what I was, a little confused, because I could see that you can do a map, you can do tree, you can do the word chart, all those kind of things. Right. But say, suppose like how many negatives or how many positives, so that data can we show it in a pie or a
how many positives regarding what? Positive, negative in
say, what? Suppose I'm looking at one data set that how many people feel stressed because of COVID.
Right.
Okay, because latest you have taken that COVID thing.
Right.
So, can I get that specific after coding it, like stressed, feeling stressed? If I so if I do like that, feeling stressed or similar words. So would I get the numbers into that in the reference code?
Yes, ma'am. See, if you run a say text search query for I will just put in. I will try to do. I don't know whether people have used stress in this or not, but I will just try to. Right. So
Yeah.
let's say this is the survey file. So this was the thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So right. So what we do is we go to explore and we put in text search query and we want to look for stress.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Feeling stressed.
we
Maybe
have
2 words.
okay, feeling stressed. Feeling stressed. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just put it into quotes
Codes. Yeah.
and we select the items where we want to run it. So it is under files, social media, and we want to just a minute. We want to run under on this thing,
For
right?
video.
If I
Yeah.
select
Yeah.
it. Okay, we select this thing and we look for synonyms also. So we
Yeah.
don't want we want the same synonyms also. We want to look for
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and we run this query. So wherever the words, so there's no words
No run.
stress
Okay.
has not
Okay.
been used here anyway, right?
Wow.
So let's don't go into it. Let's say we open this directly and see what the person is saying over there, and then we search specific word. Let me see,
Okay.
because it may happen that people have not even used stress, right? So
Yes.
India people don't get stressed so easily, right? So I'm thankful to. So say we want to looking for word Modi, just for example, right? Because people have
Okay.
used Modi. I've seen Modi, right?
Yeah. Maybe thank you. Even thanks.
Maybe thanks. Okay, thanks. Maybe thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us
Okay.
not use any
Yes,
political
yes.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, ma'am. So I would put in word again. Go to search. So
Next
I
search.
will
Okay.
thanks.
Here you say thanks.
Thanks. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Right? And then select the item and then
Go to that file.
social media.
Social media. Yes.
And this
That is good. Yes.
and say again synonyms I'm putting in
Yes.
and run this query.
Mhm.
So this is a summary. 61 references are there. So if you want to see the references, it will show you the references for the whole
Yeah.
data.
Yeah. Who has given? Yes.
Who has
Yeah.
given, right? Who has given it? So it
Yeah.
shows wherever the word thank is coming, right? Thankful to me,
Mm-hmm.
Ahmad. Thanks, thanks, thanks.
Yeah.
So it shows that way also. So,
So while we are producing the result,
uh-huh.
sort of say that then if I'm writing it as a conclusion or
Hmm.
the data extraction has been done. Now I
Right.
say that out of my data of 161 people have thanked the doctors and nurses. Can I
Right.
write like that?
I will see, ma'am. It's showing 61 references, but I will not say it's 61 Twitter users because the same Twitter user may have used thanks maybe 2 or 3 times,
Okay. Okay.
in 3 different tweets, right? It may have happened.
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
But
hmm,
say you have interview files,
hmm.
then it will show you for each of the interview times how many
Yeah. Yeah.
times. Then it will show how many times this person has specifically used thanks. But this
Okay.
again, because it's not named here. So,
Hmm,
but you
hmm.
can say that yeah, these many persons are saying these many references are there for thanks in
Okay, references. I have to
references are
write the
there.
word
References,
references.
references.
Okay, great, great. Yeah, that's helpful.
Right. So you can even use it on Facebook pages if the pages Facebook pages are open, like open
Mhm.
public Facebook pages. You
Hmm.
can collect data from there also, and even from YouTube videos also. Or if you want to analyze all the YouTube comments which are like go long right
Hmm,
nowadays,
hmm,
so
hmm,
you can
hmm.
always analyze all those YouTube comments also.
Yeah,
Just click of a button, you can bring in data inside NVivo, and you can do that.
great.
And there are a lot of things. Are you doing by any chance? You do also do a literature review, ma'am? No.
Yes, yes, definitely,
Then
definitely.
definitely if you are using EndNote or any kind of software, definitely it's quite easy and handy to use. And a lot of people like all across the world, it is being used for literature review a lot in
Yeah.
Vivo. It
Okay,
will
okay.
definitely be helpful for you.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That
you
I have not explored because we have been doing it, reading, then noting down, then doing that review, then again, going back referencing this thing, that thing.
right,
So
right,
that has been always been done manually.
right. Okay, okay, okay. So again, ma'am, manually, it's like it's a tedious process. I understand.
Hmm.
So it will definitely smoothen out and make it very easy for to do all kind of
No, no,
details.
thank you so
So,
much, sir.
okay, but thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for attending this. And thank you, Sanjay sir, also. Thank you so much.